I'd actually done a lot of fixed orthodontics. So back in the mid-90s, I had done training at a 2-year program with a different system. And that was basically designed to help GPs get a better understanding of orthodontics. So I did that 95, 96 and finished it early 97. And it was a good way to get a really good introduction to fixed orthodontics, etc. And then basically I did fixed ortho for a long period of time. And the results I was achieving was quite a nice result. There were things that I felt I could have probably done a little bit better, but then there were factors outside that we can't control as a GP dentist, and a lot of that is patient cooperation. But I had done a lot of fixed ortho, done a lot of removable ortho as well, and probably in the last 10 years I was doing a lot of work with there's I suppose the myofunctional orthodontics, which is dealing with younger kids, probably 5 to 10, 11, 12 years of age, with training, looking at sort of oral habits, breathing habits, etc., which gave me an expanded scope to do that. But there came an opportunity for me to look at, I suppose, upskilling my orthodontics and finding out a little bit more about it. I always like to make sure that if I'm doing it, I'm doing the best that I can. And Jeff's program came across as something that might be worthwhile. I looked at other programs as well. The thing I liked about Jeff, and I'm probably jumping the gun for you here, I'm not sure, but he's an orthodontist and I really valued him. I've listened to him a few times, I've met him, and I really liked the way he approached things. So I then decided, well, if I'm going to continue down the path as a GP and doing that type of work, it was time to sort of just look at what's changed in the marketplace, techniques wise, progressions that was happening in orthodontics. So I then looked at Jeff's program. Reservations, I really didn't. I looked at his program fairly thoroughly. I'd spoken with Jeff a number of times on the telephone. The thing for me is these days in Australia especially, and there is a bit of a battle going on between orthodontists and GP dentists doing ortho. And my gut feeling was that to have the educational program that Jeff runs, the knowledge, the backup support, and the training was really paramount, I think, to be able to do orthodontics with confidence and be getting a more predictable result and a nice result that you could be happy with as a dentist, but also that patients would be happy with, without the fear of, am I going to end up with some sort of issue as a result of me doing orthodontics? So I really didn't have any issues after speaking with Jeff, and I did look at other programs run by orthodontists, but I just felt Jeff's program was a really good, solid program. Plus I knew someone else who had done it, but didn't do I'm doing the diploma that goes with it. And I think that's another good thing as well, because again, it's just that level of education. You have to go through an exam process, and it's just another level to actually show patients, etc., that you actually are capable and knowledgeable in the field. I have really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the seminars. I've enjoyed the camaraderie of it. But yeah, I've got two seminars to go. It was basically my goals were expanded knowledge, number one. Number two was, I suppose, a better system of records, diagnosis, assessment of things like, Jeff is very good with risk assessment factors, making you think about, there were things there that you would automatically assume are going to happen or would happen and you hadn't thought about those sort of things. And I'm talking just really simple sort of stuff that happens. So it was more about just an expansion of knowledge and better diagnosis, better treatment options, and looking at risk assessment factors so you could talk to your patients, inform your patients about these things so there were no surprises as part of the treatment plan. I have really enjoyed, so I started cases, or I was doing cases prior to starting the OrthoED program. And the minute I looked at those cases and then the new cases that I start as well, I suppose I very quickly incorporated Jeff's techniques into the cases that I was already doing and into the new cases. And I've got to say, it is just so nice to see really nice tooth movement. Really, like, the system works to me much faster than the old system that I was doing. I've changed my brackets that I use, I've changed the arch wire progression, etc. And as a result, I've had some really nice results very quick, and patients are really happy with the progression and how quickly things have gone as a result of just the changes that I have made. And it's simple things, incorporating sevens, banding up sevens into most of your treatments, and arch wire progressions and those sort of cases. Using different brackets, I use now a self-ligating, an actively self-ligating bracket, which has really been fantastic to just help the cases go along. And I must admit, after my first D-band with Jeff's system, I sent him a photo and went, "This looks really nice." And he gives you backup as well, which is also really nice. So, you can send him photos. You can put things on the SmileFast sort of site, and he's very quick to respond and give you some advice if needed. But it's actually been a really enjoyable process. I feel a lot more. Not that I wasn't confident, but I'm a lot happier with where I am with my orthodontics. I've actually recommended for a number of dentists to go and see to do Jeff's program. I work at a centre. I work at two clinics which are corporate owned, and they have done the POS system, and I have said upgrade and do Jeff's system. And then there's a few dentists that have asked me, if I'm getting into orthodontics, what do you think I should do? And I've actually sent them straight to Jeff, and I've said, just do this. I've found the system he uses, the computer program he uses, the records, the whole lot. He gets you to go through that. He gives you backup, but it just, to me, makes such good sense and makes orthodontics so much simpler. And as I said before, it's a very predictable result if you listen to him and think about it. And what I really liked about Jeff was at seminar one, he said, I'm going to break down a whole pile of myths. And true to his word, he has broken down a whole pile of myths. He has given me a lot of extra knowledge and just makes me think about things a little bit differently, which I'm really really grateful for, simply because I've enjoyed the process. I'm far more confident, and because of that, I have referred a number of GP dentists to him to go and do his course. So I have no qualms in doing that, and I've had lectures from other guys as well in the field where I've been to seminars and things like that. But I've just found Jeff's system has been really, really good, and I like the way he presents. I find it very good.